Hey guys, it's Friday afternoon, it's time for a stream. Let's get on with it, I suppose. And the thing we want to do here is the portal. Okay, so with that in mind, just hang on a second, just got a message there. Right, so we need to work on a portal. Now, where did I put the portal? I'm guessing it's in our assets under Victorian interiors, under blueprints somewhere, and I am completely wrong. Okay, well, there's another way to find it. Just go to main, then our main controller, and if we look at Pawn Chronicles and we see the finish line, we should see what's going on and be able to pick out. Hi somebody, how you doing, bud? We're running a bit late today. I didn't realise the time. But how are you today? Right. Okay, got rid of that bot. So anyway, what we need to do is check when we finish a level, which is here, and we spawn BP portal. So if we browse to there, this is in props. Don't know why I put it there, but there we go. Now there's an interesting thing. Ah, okay. So that's for the indicator for the minimap. That's the material that's on that. The mesh is this thing here. And we don't really want this, right? What's that for? Boxing, MMA. I don't really have too much. I'm more of a soccer football guy because I'm European, so I can watch the boxing or the MMA now and again, but don't ask me to tell who's good or who's bad or whatever. I don't know. Right, so I don't know how a press conference or a weigh-in can be amazing. I mean, surely they just go and get weighed and then do a bit of theatrics, and that's about it, really. Right, so we need some kind of a particle effect here. Right, now we do have a whole load of stuff, but I've got a kind of an idea of what I want, and it's kind of the classic kind of portal-y thing. So I'm guessing I would be best looking for portals. Right, teleportations, portals. Let's have a look to see if it's got something that we want. We're not really interested in the portal itself. What we're really interested in here is what kind of effects as it's got by default, not that. We kind of want this type of thing. Right, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Right, so that is a possibility. As I said, we're not really bored about that or that. Yeah, that type of thing is what we want. But we'll change the colour. Right, we'll update it. So who's fighting? Is it heavyweight, middleweight, whatever? Create project. Oh, I hate these. God, do I hate these. Okay, well, we'll do it at once. So we'll close this down for now. We'll create a project, 4.27, that'll do. Right, and we're not going to put it in here. Right, that's for sure. So what we'll do is we'll just throw it in our standard one. No, he's not my influencer, mate. There's no such thing as an influencer, it's just people that are popular on YouTube. Don't influence anything. Right, so... Yes, I'm a grumpy old man. So I've heard the KSI, but other than heard of them, don't know, don't care. Right, did that actually create that project, or am I just staring at this for... Alright, so this would be it here. Okay, so we're going to need to wait on these shaders compiling so that I get the right effect, and then we can basically, well, basically what we'll do is we'll go over how I basically take stuff, then customize it. I don't understand what you mean. There's a Z cull number that you put in the level. Right? Now, don't ask me why. But for some reason, my thing isn't showing the world settings. Right? Right, what to do is, see in here, you'll have a world settings, right? And then it'll tell you what your game mode is, and your pawn, your default pawn, your player controller, and then you can basically see what it's using. And then you can use the magnifying glass to browse to it. And then if you browse to it, then you can start changing stuff. I'll show you in a minute, because my game uses the standard first person pawn, basically. I do intend changing it. I don't, well, the games I use, or the games I make, don't normally use like a first person camera. They're more often than not third person, and then they're not third person over the shoulder, they're third person like pseudo isometric or whatever. Now, we do kind of like that, except for the fact that it's flat. Right? So what I'm thinking with this one is, this one would be quite, oh, right, okay. Now, this is where things get interesting. Okay. Because we're going to have a look, see what we want. And it looks like everything is pretty much compiled. Oh, I'm not so keen on that with those starry things, but we can take that out, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and show you guys how I go about mucking around with pre-existing assets to get, see, this might actually do us, right, if we just take out this this emitter, the emitter that's doing the starry things, because the starry things are making it look like crap. Well, for what mine would look like anyway. So we'll dismiss this. And I'm not 100% sure, you said when you create a first person project where it gives you a gun at the start, how can you remove that thing when you fall down off the map and can't move even more? Well, basically you can just bring the Z cull of the world settings right up. Right? So I'll try and show you that, but I don't know. Let's go window, details, right, we want world settings, right? There we go. So you'll see this here, kill Z, and that's the level at what basically the character, if your player character hits this number when falling, then they'll be killed, right? So if that's set to something ridiculous like 1,000,000, right, then it takes ages for it to hit the ground, and therefore, well, it takes ages for it to hit this kill Z value. Okay. So if you just bring the kill Z value down to like minus 100, if your total level never goes below, under normal circumstances, if it never goes below, let's say 0, then you can set the kill Z to minus 100. And then when you fall off the map, as soon as you hit the kill Z, then it should kill the character. Okay? So this is an emitter. And well, this is done absolutely terribly. These are all materials and material instances, I believe. So where are the emitters? Okay, well, glad that helped you out. Well, I think I helped you out. Maybe I didn't. So we're going P teleportation, this thing here, right? And this is it here. Okay, so what I don't want is there's one of these that I don't want, right? And it's that second one. Well, glad to be of assistance. That's what we're here for. If we can be of assistance, then that's great. Right, so this is the type of thing we want, right? And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be super sneaky, right? And we don't want to do this in the old Cascade. That's what it's called. This is Cascade, right? So this particle system is in the old style, which is called Cascade. We want to do it in Niagara, okay? So it's fairly simple to do that. If we do plugins, we can get a converter, which is there by default, right? We enable it, then we restart, right? I'm going to dismiss that. I'm not going to bother turning off all the VR stuff in this, because once I've got this converted, I'm just going to migrate it straight away and then work on it in my project. Go away, nasty thing. Right, so what we can do now is we can go back to our teleportation and we can convert it to a Niagara system. Right, and here it's here, and then we can asset actions, we can migrate it, we'll save that. And okay, we'll say okay to that. Then we shall go to Unreal Projects and go to our Chronicles. Then we go to Content, and that's it done. And now we can close that down. We can minimize that. We can bring this up. We can go to Library and open up Chronicles again. Okay. Right. So now we need to find this. Is it in TNP? I'm guessing it is. There it is. Okay. So now we can open this. It's going to have done them both. Right? But I'm pretty sure we don't need this second one. Okay? We'll let it compile. We might add a second one, but it's going to be based on this one. Right, so there we go. We've got a start off. These have got a lot of missing fixed bounds. Okay, whatever. We'll just do that and let it do what it wants, basically. Then we've got this one. Acknowledge and clear. And then these ones here, we can basically dismiss it. And that's us. Right, because this particular one here we don't want. At least I don't think we do. Now we've got this sprite renderer, but it ain't using the right thing here. So we'll just try something. And let it do its shadery thing. And then if we have to, we'll open up that other project and find out what actual texture it's using. It looks to me like it's a fairly generic one actually. And we could do this from a nothing if we wanted. And it's still doing the shaders here. Right, let's actually, oh, we're beginning to get something, but because we used smoke, it's way too big, right? Okay, somebody, I'll see you when you return, if you do. I probably shouldn't have used that. Anyway, what I'll do here is I'll open up that project again and we'll have a look to see what texture and material it used. I'm going to open that up first. I'm going to minimize it though, because what I think is it's not got, I'm just wondering, apparently not. Right, okay, what we'll do is we'll open up that project again. Teleportation portals, right? And we'll find out what material it used. Now, I was thinking it should have actually exported the material, but for whatever reason, it ain't showing it, or it didn't actually add it to the project, right? So we're going to go to this and we're going to open it up. Right? And we're going to see what it's actually using. It's material P teleportation, right? So if we go to it, and then export it, or sorry, migrate it, it is in T, right? And we just select folder again. Okay, and now this is destroying my streaming because it's doing the shaders, and that should fix it. So now when we come in here, that's kind of weird. Anyway, if we now come back to here, we can go to materials and drag this in here. And just doing the shadery thing again. So we'll just need to wait and see how this goes. And that's looking a bit better. Right, but it's not 100% yet, obviously. But what we can do is oh, that is a system. Right, so that's kind of crap because it's way too fast. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get it to spawn in a cylinder, right? Now this is just me now. We could get it to do it in a, no, we'll do it in a cylinder. We'll do cylinder. Right. And we'll do surface only. Right. Then what we'll do is we'll move it to here. I want an idea of the scale of it in comparison to our character. Right, so that's actually quite nice. Right, and now what we can do is we can change the color. It's actually doing a float from curve, which is a bit weird. Right, so what we're going to do is RGB, so it would be 1 0 0. Right, and that gives us a much better right. Now what I really want to do is I want to have a look straight down and see what size this is in comparison. I mean, I could do it a couple of different ways. If I go back to our cylinder location, I can change the height to 1. Right, and they are actually pretty decent. Right, now the other interesting thing is you'll notice these are 300, 400. Right, well, if I change these to, let's say, 3 and 4, I'll be able to see where these are actually being created. Right, now the next thing would be I just want them on the edge of this cylinder. let's see. Okay, so use end cap. Yep, that's what we want. Right, you'll notice that there's nothing being created in the middle here. So this is purely going around the edge of the character. Or it's purely going around the edge of the cylinder. Right, so there's like nothing in the middle here. Okay. So that is kind of what we want. Okay. Now the interesting thing, it's 1,000. Maybe a little less will do it. And then maybe we could do a light render. Doesn't like that. GPU compute sim. Right. Wonder. Now the question is that actually doing anything? Doesn't look like it. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll stop this for now. I just wanted to test that to see what it would do. I don't think we really need it anyway. Because it's working fine the way it is. Right. We can delete that. And we'll set this back. Okay. And then if we remember, it was in maps props. Right. And we're going to add a component Niagara particle system. Then teleportation converted. Then we look at the viewport, and that's cool. Right, go to the event graph, and then we can basically add a component which is going to be let's say a capsule component. And that'll actually do it, right? So what we can do here is on component event begin, we just plug this in to what was already there, then we delete that, right? Then we can straighten all this up again, save this, drag the capsule up to there, because we're going to delete the mesh. We don't need the mesh. Okay. And that's looking okay. Overlap only pawn. And the interesting thing here okay, so that was at 140, was it? I'll do. Or that should do us. So you need to actually move into this, right? You need to actually move into the save all there. Okay. Then if we press play, for some reason, somehow, I've deleted my plane. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, hopefully I have saved this in materials. And I am wrong. Material black plane. don't know what this is. Okay, it's nothing. Okay, so I need to find this material, wherever it is. And it's not there. I'm gutted. Now, where did I put this? Now, I'm going to have to think this is the floor, isn't I? This is where you get a bit upset with yourself when you've created these things and then you don't know where to find them. Got to think it's in here somewhere. I mean, it doesn't actually matter that much at this point. Right, so it's not that one. The only other one I can think of it being named after is like wood. It's not that one, that's for sure. It's not that. Stairs. Interesting. I blew this. That's a bit of a pain in the neck. It has to be said. There we go. Clear floor. Right, let's get this back up and see how it's looking. Right, so basically we need to move it this way a bit, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, we're back. Bit of a monkeying around there, but we are back. Save all. Right, so now we're going to test after I have a break for 2 minutes to go and have a cigarette. I shall be right back, guys. Check out the Okay guys, we are back and we're going to test this out. So let's have a look, and we'll make this a bit smaller, then we'll drag it down out the way, then we'll press play. Okay. And if we go in here, okay, so that works fine, but I'm kind of not happy with it. Okay. And that's because right, so we're using that texture sample and we're using that texture there. Right. So if we look at this plane, right, then we duplicate that and call it portal insert, right, then we can do this with a 0 and a 0 and save that. Okay, and then we can add another plane, right, except we'll say portal insert. Okay, and there it's there. Right, and we make this 2 by 2, needs to be a bit bigger, I think, 2.25. 2.25. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll drag this in. And that's actually fine. Now, the interesting thing would be if I actually put a minus. That's okay. And our next thing would be our spawn rate. We probably want that back up to 1,000. Save that. And then once we've done that, right, we can delete it out of there, cancel that. Get that, delete it. Press play. Right. Okay, we're going to break out of that because this plane needs to be slightly higher. Okay. Okie dokie. So that's looking better. We're now at 5 stars, which is cool. Right, we can close this portal down. And now, because I've not thought about it, I think we'll go to the gateway and just do a little bit of decoration. What do you think, guys? What I actually want, right, what I kind of want is a I want uh God, what is that I want? I'll tell you what we want for starters. This animation starter pack, right? What does it actually give us? That's what I want to know. What does it do? Right, so that's basically shooting. It seems to be all shooting. Shooting. Right, so we're not interested in that, really. Right, but I want a suit of armour. Right? That's what I really want. So I need something that's going to give me some kind of suit of armour. So I need like a medieval type of thing. Right, now I don't know if this is going to give me anything from an... This might be just all exteriors. It certainly looks that way. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Not to worry. Cave environment. Fantasy weapons. Now this could be interesting because normally when you get a suit of armour, right, mesh, then there's nothing, there's no weapon included, so this might actually be good, because what I want them to do is like cross their weapons and block your entry to something. So the likes of this might actually work. Or the pike. Or the sword, possibly. Yeah, I'm thinking this would work best. But that would have to come with this, the Gothic Knight. Now the question is, does this guy have animations? Now he's got a big sword there. I'm not really interested in this type of stuff. I'm just wanting a basic he's got weapons. Now it looks as if he can make this, but he does not have animated. Right, so it's standard way. It comes with all the standard animations, right? So I guess we can do something there. The sword might work, but I prefer the other thing, to be honest. I want to see if there's anything else got like a simpler one. but that's a definite possibility, right? And now we're into packs and hoping that they've got like a furniture type of thing. Yeah, got this as well, Magic Circle Creator. We could do something with that for the... Okay, so we've got Medieval Dungeon here. Now, I'm pretty sure this is pretty big. The question is, does it have a suit of armour? It seems to have lots of statues and stuff like that. But not architecture, beautiful prop meshes, human skeleton meshes, decoration. Okay, it doesn't look like it's got exactly what we need. Not that it should have, but just hoping. Just hoping. We've got this melee weapons pack. I think these are contemporary, so I'm not even going to bother looking at them. Right. We've got this one here, multi-story dungeons. Right, now I'm not 100% sure if this has got no, doesn't look like it's got the sort of props we're looking for. Ocean floor. Right. Right, hang on a second, we might have something here. I'll just have a look round about it. Right, this ROG modular medieval access. What is this? It looks like you'd have to make your own. Right, it looks interesting, but you'd basically have to make your own set of armour, which for my purposes doesn't really fit the script. Interesting though. Alright, what else have we got here? Strike a pose animation pack. That might actually... What poses are there? That's the question. Could be interesting. interesting thing. Walking, clapping, pointing, thumbs up, down, dusting off. All animations are mirrored. 14 key idle poses. Okay. Right, well, it's worth a thought. Next thing. I seem to have everything I need except the thing I need. I was 100% sure there was one at the end here. So what was the best we had? The best we had was the Gothic Knight thing. Right. So I'm guessing it's that. Okay, oh, wait a minute. There was some actual... Oh, it's in parts. Okay, that's the different... Okay. Now, what was the weapon? Was the knight's sword. Right, that's fine. We're not really worried about that too much. But he does have animations. Except he didn't really have animations. All he had was a pose. Let's have a look. See what his pose is. Well, not exactly interesting. Right, well let's just drag a couple of these guys in. So we've got meshes. We've got A, B, C, D, etc, etc. Right. And basically what we'd want here is for our shaders to complete, hopefully. Alright. So we'd kind of have him there. I'm thinking maybe they'd be better up at the top of the stairs. Probably wouldn't be quite so intimidating up there. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to put them on the floor. Right? Then we're going to press play. And we're going to see how big they are. Right, so they're about the same height as me. So that's okay. Right. So what I would actually think here is I would put them at the top of the stairs. Right. And I would duplicate him. Right, this is me just spitballing at the moment. Right, so I would kind of line them up as best I could, but if we press play, right, if we press play and they haven't completed something, they would basically bring their swords into play, right? So what I would do here is I would be having a look at this weapon. Just to give me an idea of the size. Right. So let's say they did that. And then again, we would have to move it in each hand. Yeah, I think those swords might actually do it. Right, because if I duplicate that, as I said before guys, this is me just spitballing stuff here. Right, so don't get upset about me not attaching it to the right place and stuff. I just want an idea of how big these things are. Right, so if I press play here, it's been pretty quiet today, Mr. Spock. I'm just spitballing ideas to myself. Alright. So I'm just wondering now if you open the new I'm looking for a pose like a sword Looking for a block with a sword. There's lots of ones, but not anything that I can kind of use. I suppose we could have a look at this. Right, this has got a lot of swordy things, but it doesn't look like it's got what I need right now. I'll let you guys see this. Right, he seems to have buggered off. Can you... Yeah, we want to toggle follow camera. Right, I don't think so. I don't think so. See, what I might have to do, right, is like have the knights like this. Right? And then basically they just kind of move their arm to block the player. Right? So they kind of just rotate their elbow. Right? So let's say for example the sword was like that. If they actually just spin their hand round, then the sword would actually move to here, and that would be the same on this one, right? So basically this is as a measure of so let's say that was at 45, right? So like the idea would be, he would be more of a down here pose, right? The arms would be basically at the side, and all I would be needing to do was basically turn the hand round as if in a stop motion, right? a stop sign with your hand, because that would bring the sword up, right? Or actually you'd have to do it not sure, have to play with it. And it's been a quiet one, so I'm gonna head, Mr. Spock, right, and grab a bite to eat. So, and I'm gonna have a bit more think about this. But I have my idea, and this is like to block entry into the top section until you've passed the levels. Now, we could do them, as I said, we could do the knights like facing each other. Right? We could do it like that. No worries, Mr. Spock, I'll catch you later. Yeah, I'll have a think about this one. And I shall catch you all later. So, thanks for watching. If you like the stream, hit like and subscribe. Check out the description for various links. And I shall be back later at 8 PM Central. Bye bye for now. Thanks, Mr. Spock.